Over the past years, there have been many VR users, and a lot of these virtual reality users fall into a specific category. Now you might fall into one of these categories, all of them, or none of them at all. Or you might know someone that falls into one of these categories. But either way, if you like and love virtual reality, you are already part of an amazing family that keeps growing every single day. So let's start with the first group, the VR veteran. Now these people are on a different level. They've been there when VR just started. They've been through all the hard times and all the struggles, and they were there when Palmer Luckey was setting up his Oculus business, and are still there today for the newest virtual reality headsets as well. They've been going through some rough times where motion sickness, screen door effect, and tracking were just taking off. But they've pushed through and were the ones that supported the virtual reality community because they believed in the future of VR. They are also the reason that virtual reality still exists today. And they of course have also seen the bad sides of a lot of news reporters saying that virtual reality is dead or VR is doomed. But these VR veterans were the ones that fought for us to protect the VR for the future. So for all of you VR veterans out there, thanks for being there from the start, and I hope you guys stay there forever. And these group of people are also very close to the group of VR hardcore gamers that we'll get into later. Now the next group is the VR Beatsaberer. Yes, I said that. And yes, that's a group. Now Beatsaber is one of the most famous VR games of all time. And a lot of people sink hours and hours into this VR game. And the reason is because it's so addictive and competitive. Just like some of you might know Osu back in the days. Beatsaber is basically the VR version of this. But instead of clicking, you're actually smashing blocks with your lightsabers. Now, the Beatsaberer plays Beatsaber all day long, and it's their favorite game of all time. Now, the Beatsaberer might not want to play any other game, and they just need to smash blocks all day. But they love and enjoy Beatsaber so much that they go competitive beyond control. Now, the skill level of Beatsaber also really goes from beginner to complete god level. Some of the best Beatsaber players are so incredibly good, and the skill level still keeps rising every single day with new DLCs or songs coming out every now and then. Now these super hardcore Beatsaber users often are even limited by the tracking of their headset and not even by their physical limitations. But these are really the god level of Beatsaberers. And for our next category, we have the VR chat users. Now these users might fall into a couple of categories. Now these can go from the chill users, to the meme users, to the mute users, and even the shaking booty users. Now the chill users are mostly the people that love VR chat and just like to hang around and meet other people and have new experiences. As you all know, VR chat is a huge game where you can basically be and do anything you want. It kind of gives off the Oasis of Ready Player One kind of vibe. Now these chill VR chat users like to meet new people in VR chat, hang out, chill with friends, have some talks, and maybe play some fun games while they're at it. You also have the meme VR chat users. Now these people love to make their character look like a meme or even group up with a lot of people that resemble the same meme and just walk around, have fun, and have some big laughs. And then you also have the mute VR chat user. These are the people that go into VR chat and spend a lot of time there, but they don't say a word. And it's not like before, where people could say, hey, I can't talk because I don't have a microphone. Because nowadays, the microphones are built into your headset. But these people make the specific choice to keep their voice muted. Now this might have specific reasons for them being a, how do I say this correctly, thick anime character. Or maybe they just don't like to talk in VR chat and don't want to break the immersion.
Because of their maybe deep manly voice.
Or they might just not want to talk. But the best part is that these VR chat users are all accepted. Because everybody is part of a big family. And then of course, you have the VR chat booty bouncer. Now these VR chat users, they might make a VR chat character that is, well, a bit, let's say, revealing. And they like to dance around. Anywhere, on anything, on anyone. But this is just one big part of the groups that are just having fun in VR chat. And I'm sure there are so many more. But for our next group of VR users, we have one that is split up into 3 different categories. Being the Quester, the PCVR user, and the VR all-rounder. Starting with the Quester. These are the people that love the Oculus Quest or the Quest 2 and only want to play on the Quest or the Quest 2. The reason is mostly because they love the feeling of a standalone VR headset, where they're not connected with a cable towards a computer, or where they don't need a hardcore hardware PC to run their games for them, and they like to have everything built into the headset. Now on the other side of the fence, you have the PCVR only user. Now these people are mostly the complete opposite. Their reasoning is that they like PCVR over standalone headsets because of the more power it has. And because of the more power, the higher the graphics, the higher the refresh rate, and much more. And the only thing with these two types of users is that sometimes these will end up fighting. But then we also have the VR all-rounder. Now this type of VR users, they would play virtual reality on any headset that they could get their hands on. For them, it doesn't matter what company makes the headset or what type of headset it is. If it's from Oculus or Facebook or Valve and HTC, or if it's a standalone headset or a PCVR headset only, no matter what, they want it all. These people love virtual reality no matter what it is. Now, this group of VR users are very close to a VR collector because they would like to play it on every single headset they can, and often also own more than just one headset, if not all of them. And for the next group, you have the VR casual. Now, this group of VR users really enjoys virtual reality, but sometimes also has a little break from it. These people get super into virtual reality when they got their hands on a new game like Half-Life Alyx or a new headset, and they get super into it for a couple days or weeks, and then they might take a little break from it for a while. But the thing is, they will always return. It being for a new amazing game coming out, or a headset, or maybe some friends that want to try to play together, the VR casual eventually always returns to virtual reality. No matter how long the break is, they just know that they can't live without it. And talking about never being able to live without it is the next group, the hardcore VR gamer. Now, these people are on a complete different level. These people eat, sleep, and breathe virtual reality. The moment they wake up, the first thing they think about is VR, if they didn't wake up in virtual reality itself in the first place. For these people, VR is the only thing that is on their mind. This can go from competitive gaming to open world gaming to wanting to finish all the games possible that there are in virtual reality. Most of the time, these people are the ones that will completely destroy you in an online match because they are on a different kind of level. They know all the ins and outs and tips and tricks of a specific virtual reality game, or even multiple of them. Even though it might sometimes feel unfair when you're playing against these people because they are so good, these are also the people that push VR forward towards the more competitive scene. And these might even be the future stars of the virtual reality esport business. And then we still have one big group of VR users left, and that is the VR enthusiasts. Now, this is a very big group because the VR enthusiast just loves virtual reality. And this might go from just watching VR content without owning a headset at all to being the biggest VR collector of all times. But what all of these have in common is that they love virtual reality to the core. And they want to know everything about it and believe in the future of virtual reality. These people might just be reading up on virtual reality news or watching YouTube videos about it because they're so interested, even though they don't even own a headset themselves. Or they might be on the other side of the spectrum where they own everything they possibly can for virtual reality to push virtual reality forward. But either way, if you love and enjoy virtual reality, no matter how or when, then you probably fit into this group. And even if you didn't fit into any of these groups, just know that no matter what, there's always a place for you in the VR community.